Yes.
We are back again.
We are back again.
Truth Podcast.
Truth Podcast.
The truth.
The truth. We are back. KSTRAW.
Vedark.
And
Jay.
in the house.
In your ears.
Oh yeah.
No fears.
Oh yeah. Today we are going to do
31, 21.
21.
Black sweat, I'm working.
Yeah.
You don't know I ballet the screen.
God. Yes.
Synthesizer.
Yes. Yes. So, today, we're doing a 3121 review. This album was the album after Musicology, which was a huge album. Brought Prince back into the limelight for the first time.
Again. Made everybody love him again.
Made everybody love him again. Everybody's talking about him. You know that he got the most press he ever got in years. And I right now with Prince reemerging again, I think it's really cool for us to go back.
The second coming in the 2000s.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Second coming.
I think it's cool for us to go back and check it out again, and just see. Just observe
the progression.
Yeah, and also really just, I guess
how he's reinventing himself.
It's
for
kind
real
of,
this time.
It's kind of interesting, now at this time, because with the way that he's doing things right now, it's completely different from how he was doing them just even a few years ago.
Even in the 90s, it's kind of different.
So obviously you have to change with the times or whatever.
Yes, you do.
But
and you can't rebuke the internet.
That's the truth.
Well,
the internet is evil. I'm over it.
Yeah.
It's dead on arrival. Says the purple line.
So this was that first album after Musicology. It was definitely kind of like, what is he going to do?
Reception.
What? To what?
In my opinion, I feel like
no.
You don't think it's lukewarm?
No, it was not a lukewarm reception. It was
in my eyes, it is.
I mean, let me give you the facts. Let me give you the facts first. Let me give you the facts. This album debut. It was Prince's first album to debut at #1. It wasn't. I mean, obviously, from what I've read, it wasn't a very huge week in releases.
Definitely.
But he did top the high school. I think it was High School High soundtrack,
right.
Which was at that point.
That's
High
no
School
competition.
High. This is High School. No, it's
Who knows?
High School High.
High School Low. I don't know.
No, because High School High was the John Lovett.
Yeah. Same thing.
It's a high school
musical
soundtrack, whatever.
That's what it was.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
He topped that, which was huge in 2006. I mean, that was a big album.
He didn't have any competition, basically.
He didn't have any competition. But he didn't really have any competition in any ways in that time.
That was a
really,
bad time
06.
in music anyway.
Yeah, 06. That was a rough year. So I mean, he came in at #1. This was a very just. This album was supposed to come out a year before. People were already. There are already rumors abounding that he was going to come out with this album in 2005. Because he did a performance on the NAACP Awards where he received an award, and he did a big funk tribute to the past greats, and it was a really great performance. But the band and stuff and the people that he was doing it with were completely different from the people that you would see with him a year later. There was a guy named Frank McComb that was singing up there with him that was supposed to be in MPG.
Yeah.
There was.
But it wasn't there the following year.
Say what?
Was any of them there the following year?
I think there were a few. I think there were a few people there. I'm not sure if Cora Dunham. I think Cora and Josh Dunham were there. There were a few people from the next year, and then basically Prince ended up putting together a support band for this singer named Tamar, and he put the band together for them, and then and he was going to also back up Tamar, be in her band and all that kind of stuff. Well, it did happen. They did do some stuff
to a small degree.
To a small degree, and Prince did play, and that supposedly is when he said he started falling back in love with the guitar again, and then that's when you got Lotus Flower later. Yeah. But it was during that time that he was doing this with Tamar that he was getting the 3121 album together.
And that didn't work out either.
What?
Tamar, that didn't work out.
No, we'll get into that for sure.
Another episode.
so I mean there was a bunch of things we found out later that what was going on. But I guess he decided not for the album to not come out in 2005. There was other things that happened. Katrina happened. I think
working on other stuff. Probably.
This is all this is all also stuff that was that also Peach and Black podcast was also they touched on that. So and then there was also, I do remember when this happened, I think it was on Prince.org, where there was a huge, it leaked out somehow. It was a huge promotional campaign that Prince was going to do. It was going to be on the scale of musicology. It was going to be serious.
And then it came out and destroyed everything.
But he came out, and I think this was the beginning of Prince really starting to hate the internet, because once there seemed to be definitely a shift in the 2000s where all of a sudden, I mean, things were getting leaked out before. But then all of a sudden now where people were really leaking out
and
serious information about things or whatever that was not supposed to be released to the public whatsoever. So after that leaked out, Prince released a statement saying, this was just a preliminary so-and-so. This is not guaranteed what Prince is going to do.
That's all it is.
Because it was a huge
marketing.
It was a huge marketing plan, and none of that came to fruition because once it's let out,
it was too late.
Prince does not detail what he does. He'll throw out a few things. He'll be like, we're going to do a tour. We might do a show.
We throw our hints here.
He throws
evasiveness.
He throws out hints, but he does not go. We have a new album coming up. We're going to da. He doesn't do it like that.
But that's to his detriment.
It can be to his detriment. It can be to his detriment. But because of that, he literally was like, well, that's not probably what we're going to do, da. And then pretty much he only did about 3 television appearances. He did show up on Jay Leno a few times. But he really didn't have to promote the album, and I think he kind of knew that as well.
Because it came from musicology.
I think he definitely knew that he wasn't going to have to push it as hard as people thought he was going to have to, because he knew that after. That was the first time he had approached double platinum sales. Yeah. Real double platinum sales. He hasn't approached those since Diamonds and Pearls or Symbol. So he knew that he had a bigger.
He had to ride the wave.
He knew he had to. He knew he had to come. He knew he didn't have to do that much for the record.
Right.
And because of that, I think the record suffered a little bit more. It did. I think the record did go platinum, but it could have been an even bigger album. It could have kept the streak going in a bigger way if he really pushed it how he wanted to, but he didn't. That was that. Yeah. So the album ended up coming out, I think it was
2006.
It was April of 2006.
Around spring.
Correct. Yeah, and the first single was Te Amo Corazon, and
which is a pretty good song.
It's a good song. It was a
but it wasn't promoted like it should have been.
It wasn't. It was, again,
I saw it on VH1.
It was on VH1 and BET a little bit, but of course not on MTV because they don't play music.
They should be reality shows.
Oh, and actually it's interesting. Interesting, actually, today, March 7th, it was actually the day that Black Sweat was released as a single in Europe.
February 2nd, 2006. No. It debuted at number 20 on VH1.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. When it was, I remember it was on the top 20, the countdown and all that stuff. So okay, all right. So we'll go ahead and just get right into it.
Yes, let's get into
Let's start with the first track, 3121.
You Can Never Leave.